Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a drink.
All right, and with that, we are back in the lobby bar for the week of August the 5th, 2024. Brian and Michaela here with you again, as always. And Michaela, uh, we talked about a little bit in our last hangout. So we talked a little bit about in our last lobby bar, but we wanted to start focusing on a specific ingredient here in the lobby bar for the course of a couple of weeks, right? Give us a little bit of opportunity to use some of the bottles in our liquor cabinet, to make it worthwhile for all the listeners out there to go buy one of these bottles and use it. Give them a couple of cocktails, give them some good times. And for the first one, we're doing Domaine de Canton. At your suggestion, did you have any real reason behind that, or just wanted to get this bottle out of your life?
No, actually, I was thinking about, as we're moving from like the dead heat of summer into like school starting and the beginning of fall. And Domaine de Canton has this really beautiful ginger kind of flavor. And so
Hmm.
you could do things with it that is very like spirited and light and bright, but you can also like dress it up for the fall, right? And it's nowhere near fall here. We do not need flannel, anything, but I really like the versatility of it, and so that's why
Hmm.
I thought we would pick it for the month of August.
Yeah, for sure. And it is a beautiful tasting liqueur. We've used it a time or two here on the podcast, which is how you and I each ended up with a bottle of it. But yeah, the ginger flavor is really good because you can totally go like ginger to make it like light and refreshing. So like poolside something,
Yeah.
you could totally like, darken it up with some like whiskey or something and go for like bonfire time. So this is a really good pick, I think, as we get through September. So we're gonna have a cocktail here the first week. It's going to be leaning in to the more summer tones that I found from Domaine de Canton's website. But before we do that, before we get into the recipe, I thought we could just take a look at what this Domaine de Canton is. If you don't want to get this, you could probably just get another ginger liqueur and use that in place of it. But this one is really delicious, really special, really pretty bottle for your bar if you're into having the good looking bar, as a lot of us are. So let's talk about this a little bit. So the original liqueur, Michaela, it was just called Canton, and it was made in China from 1992, and then it was discontinued in 1997 before it was picked up, the name, kind of, the rights and things like that, to start being distilled in France. So it gets directed by Domaine de Canton in 2007. And we're getting this delicious flavor. Obviously, ginger is the main star here. It's young ginger from China that they're using. But this is built like a lot of French liqueurs on a bed of cognac. It also has some additions of orange blossom honey, which is delicious, and vanilla, which is also delicious. And then that bottle, as I mentioned, is very pretty. It's kind of in a bamboo style to, throw some homage back to its Chinese roots there.
Yeah, I love the bottle. And it's so funny because it is actually just a giant stalk of bamboo is what it looks like, but I didn't realize it until you just said that. That's amazing.
That,
It's
that's right.
so it's very elegant. It looks great if you've got like a liquor cabinet that you want to show off a couple of things. It looks amazing. And it's very like kind of fancy to add to because it's got such a beautiful profile. You can add
Mhm.
it to a bunch of stuff and it's just going to enhance it and give it a little bit of spice. It's going to be really good. So if
Yeah.
you haven't tried it, that's why we do it in the lobby bar featuring Domaine de Canton. So you can learn about all the cool cocktails that you can make.
That's right. Yeah, not a sponsor it could be, but let's get into making this first cocktail here for our Domaine de Canton month. So we are going to go, like I said, to a more summery staple here. It is going to be a riff on caipirinha, which is a cocktail we've made a time or two here. You've had a time or two in Brazil as well. So we're going to be making this, and this comes from the Domaine de Canton website, which I'll put a link to down in the show notes. But this is called the Gingerbilly, and it's basically just a gingery riff on that cocktail. So what you're going to do, into a glass, go ahead and take two wedges of lime, and you're going to muddle those, right? You want to get all the juice out of the lime. You want to get all of the oils out of the lime skins there. Go ahead and muddle those two wedges of lime. Put some ice in that glass, and then you're going to go ahead and add 2 ounces of kashaka. If you don't have that or don't want to splurge for a bottle of that, go ahead and use some white rum. It's going to be close, right? It'll get you in the ballpark there. And then 1 ounce of the Domaine de Canton or your ginger liqueur. Go ahead and stir that up, and you are ready to sip and enjoy. It's going to be refreshing. tasting. It's going to be summery tasting. It's going to be perfect poolside or like fancy like cocktail, like dinner drink if you're having some
Mm,
people over to celebrate, kind of the last hurrahs of summer, before school and, all the sports and things start back up. Have yourself a
yeah,
fancy cocktail, have a dinner party, and drink this.
that's right. Drink it. This it's going to be really it's not going to be too gingery. So one of the things that I was worried about when we started, I don't know, when we first built a cocktail with this liqueur in it, was that it was going to be super spicy or super like ginger forward, and it does have ginger in it. So if you don't like ginger at all, give this a try anyway, because I didn't think I did, and then I put it in this and it's amazing. I love a good caipirinha anyway. This added just a different level of complexity to it,
Hmm.
and it's really delicious. This could be served if you were going to pair it with food. You could definitely serve it with a good Brazilian steak,
Oh,
as most caipirinhas are, right? But I don't know, some fun finger foods like prosciutto wrapped melon would be really
hmm.
nice, because that orange honey blossom would pair nicely with like the sweetness of the melon. If you were going to pair it with food, if not, just drink it by the pool, because it's a delicious addition to a hot day.
That's right, absolutely, and easy to put together, which is key here for the lobby bars. So definitely give one of those a try. What else have people been given a try, Michaela? I don't think you've been able to make it out to see it, but everyone else in the world has seen it. Deadpool and Wolverine. It's up over $650 million worldwide. We don't have the weekend numbers here because we're recording this a little bit early. Michaela is still traveling for work, so we're bright and early in the morning, having our Gingerbillies and talking about some movies. So $650 million, Deadpool and Wolverine. I did get a chance to go see it with your husband. We enjoyed it quite a bit. Was a pretty good entry, we thought. So maybe have to chat about that a little bit more once you've had a chance to see it. So that's good. Inside Out 2 is also cracked into the top 10 in worldwide box office returns. So good job there to Inside Out 2. Michaela, you haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine. Have you seen anything else? Did you watch anything good on your flight out or anything?
I'm thinking, no, I don't think, I think I finished a bunch of series that I
Michaela
needed to
drank a
finish
gin and
up.
tonic on the plane and fell asleep, I think is what happened.
Yeah, true story. It was probably wine because they ran out of gin. Although I will say, oh my gosh, aviation gin you can only get on the plane,
Hmm.
apparently.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or that stuff is amazing. I don't know
It's pretty
why we
good.
haven't talked about that in a while, but it's pretty good. If you're on a plane and you have the opportunity to have some aviation
I,
gin, do
I
it.
mean,
And
you
it
can
comes
you
in a
can get it
really
at the
pretty little bottle.
I mean, you can get it at the store too, but yeah, the planes, at least the American Airlines planes, yeah, solely have
It's the
the
only gin they
aviation gin.
serve. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's probably best to rest up on those work trips for sure because we've got a lot of movies coming out this month in particular. We're gonna be talking about a lot of them, to some end, either on our Patreon or here in the lobby bar or somewhere. But we've got a couple things coming out this week, Michaela. One is another horror film. If you are into horror movies, you have been eaten well this year. There's been like a big horror release every week. This one is called Cuckoo. It is coming from Neon is the distributor for this one. They usually have a pretty good track record of good movies and or weird movies. So you got Cuckoo coming. We've got It Ends With Us that is starring Blake Lively there. It's based on the book.
Ugh.
Apparently, it's a very famous book. I don't know. It's probably going to be sad. I don't
Ugh.
know for sure. And
No,
then
it's
we also have the action adventure video game romp Borderlands coming, which we'll talk about a little bit as well here. But Michaela, Cuckoo, the horror film. It Ends With Us. What are your thoughts there?
okay. Well, Cuckoo looks terrifying. And I can't wait to watch it in the comfort of my own house. Um, yeah, it's gonna have all the things scary. It reminds me of when I went to Romania in the middle of the summer, and I went to this like
Yeah.
ski lodge, and it was very eerie and scary. Only this is in Germany. Apparently it's gonna be good. I'm very excited about it. It Ends With
Mm,
Us. I can't wait to not watch this movie.
okay.
I read the book. I might be the only person who thought the book was horrible, like
No.
legitimately not. I didn't like the message. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I think it's actually fairly dangerous for young women to watch. But I'm excited that it's going to make a lot of money. Maybe they'll change it, change the ending. I don't know. We'll
Okay.
see. We'll see what happens. It was it's Colleen Hoover, who's like super famous for these like romantic semi like they're romantic stories, but they're not super I don't know, sex forward, if that's how you want to say it. So there,
Mhm.
and so in that sense, it'll be interesting. Maybe I don't know. It's got good actors in it, but I'm gonna try and avoid it because I don't like the story at all, if I'm honest. So
Okay. Well, there you go. So that leaves us with Borderlands. As I mentioned, this is based on a video game. We talked a little bit about this in our Patreon hangout last week. It was a really good time. We were getting into this one, and this looks like it could be really kind of zany and fun. If you know anything about the Borderlands video games, that's pretty much what they are. They're zany and fun games. We're going into like basically capture these treasures and things like that. So
yeah.
I don't know. It could be pretty good. The cast is looking just stellar for this. I'm very excited about that. The story could
Mm,
be could be terrible, but anytime you get to see Kate Blanchett in anything, you should probably take that opportunity to go do it.
yep. Yes, you should. I'm actually really excited. The visualizations that I've seen from the previews look really cool. Um, I'm excited. I don't know anything about the video game at all, so I have no reason to have an opinion other than the fact that it looks good. It looks cool. So I'm going to
Absolutely.
go see it based on that alone. I mean, and Kate Blanchett. I mean,
Yeah.
everything she
Yeah.
touches is amazing.
You can't go wrong with that, right? Absolutely. So, gonna definitely go check that out. And got us some stuff I need to be watching at home, Michaela. I know this is a series that I've talked to you a lot about. I think your husband watches it, but I don't think you've ever really gotten into it. You're gonna have to rectify that because we're getting the final season of The Umbrella Academy that is starting on Netflix this week. I'm very excited about that. It's one of my favorite TV shows that is on right now. So definitely go watch that. Get caught up. You have a couple of days before that releases. And then something else I didn't even know is coming out. Very excited for this. This is Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Paramount Plus. It is like an anthology series to follow up the Mutant Mayhem. That film that was excellent. Should have got nominated for Academy Award for Best Animated Picture, but it did not. But that's okay. Held a dear place in both of our hearts. We talked about it on the podcast here. This is an anthology. It's focusing on those characters. I think you have most of the same voice actors back to do this kind of a couple of story arcs to explore the turtles there after they have gained their turtle stardom. So, Umbrella Academy, Michaela, start watching that. Tales of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Definitely gonna watch that.
Yeah, definitely gonna watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know. With the Umbrella Academy, I think I watched a season. Um, yeah, no, I don't know.
Uh,
I
I
don't know. I don't
know.
know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I look at me. Look, I don't like It Ends With Us, which is definitely going to be a winner amongst a lot of people. I don't like the Umbrella Academy, which you and my husband absolutely love. I don't
Yeah,
know.
my
Pretty
wife
please
loves it.
need to give it
Everyone
another
loves it. It's
everybody
so
loves it
good.
but me.
I think there's no way you watched the whole season because if you would have watched the whole season, you would have also loved it. But I know some things that you did love, Michaela. And that is last week we talked about the never-ending story. We talked about that here on the main show, and then this week coming up, we're talking about Almost Famous. That's going to be good. That's another movie that you and a lot of people love for sure. So we're going to be getting into that this week. Got a really good cocktail for that one. So keep an eye out for that on the main show. And if you're over on our Patreon, patreon.com/drink the movies, you can look for our bonus episode. We talked about Twister a couple weeks back. We had our Drink the Movies hangout, which we'll be getting the one for August scheduled here in the near distant in the near future. We'll be doing that. And then also going to be doing a little bit of a double dip this month. We've got some, like I said, a lot of good stuff coming out this month, which includes the new version or the new iteration of The Crow. So we're going to be talking about the old Crow probably here
Yeah.
in the next week or two, and then the new Crow when that comes out and we get a chance to see that. So that's what we have going on here at the podcast. So with that in mind, Michaela, go grab your bottle of Domaine de Canton. We'll mix up one of these Gingerbillies. We'll have another one. We'll celebrate getting into the last month of summer, and we'll talk to everyone next time in the lobby bar.